Hey everybody, welcome to Hockey Skatedown. Before we get into the video, I just want to say thank you to all my subscribers. If you want to join our hockey team, it's free. Click subscribe, hit the notification bell to all. Thank you all so much, and let's get started. So there's been some interesting rumors regarding Nikita Zadorov, defenseman of the Calgary Flames, and him being linked to a couple of teams now that he requested a trade from the Calgary Flames. So there's been a lot of news that's developed since this came out on Friday night. So I want to talk about that in this video, so please stay with me throughout. It should be very interesting. So Nikita Zadorov has requested a trade from the Calgary Flames. This all started when Kevin Weeks tweeted out, he tweeted that, "I'm told that defenseman Zadorov, through his agent Dan Milstein, has requested a trade from the Calgary Flames." Then quickly you saw Pierre LeBrun retweet what Kevin Weeks tweeted, and he also confirmed it as well. He tweeted that a source confirms that this is the case. So let's see where this goes. Believe his camp led by agent Dan Milstein, hoping for a quick resolution. Then you started hearing some teams involved in this. You heard the NHL insider Chris Johnson come out and say that he is reporting that Zadorov would welcome a trade to the Toronto Maple Leafs. So when I heard this, I thought it made a lot of sense. You know, Zadorov to the Toronto Maple Leafs makes a lot of sense. The John Klingberg experiment has not worked out. And, you know, they need that gritty, edgy defenseman to help out. That physical defenseman that they're lacking. And Zadorov makes a ton of sense for the Toronto Maple Leafs. There is a connection with Brad Treliving, who was general manager of the Calgary Flames. So he knows exactly the player Zadorov is in and out of the locker room, on the ice as well. So this makes a ton of sense now that he's the GM of the Toronto Maple Leafs, looking for that certain player and looking at Zadorov. So to me, the Toronto Maple Leafs, hands down, make a lot of sense. So when I saw the Leafs involved with this, I agree with what Chris Johnson said. I think him going to the Toronto Maple Leafs makes a ton of sense. And, you know, they're one of the teams that are strongly interested in him. Then you saw James Nichols tweet out, "A source close to the situation tells New Jersey Devils Hockey Now that Calgary Flames defenseman Nikita Zadorov would welcome a trade to the New Jersey Devils." Now, I got excited when I saw this. You know, Nikita Zadorov, I like. You know, I always think the Devils have lacked that purely physical defenseman that loves to hit. Not a player that just hits. He loves to hit. Zadorov is a big guy. 6'6", 235. He's a big guy out there. He can block shots. He can play what you need to play in a game. You know, that 17 to 20 minute sort of style of hockey. But he brings that physical brand of hockey that this team has lacked. And, you know, with the Devils, we've seen a lot of players of, you know, our star players being run this year and the past couple of years as well. But especially this year, we've seen it with Nico Hischier. He got injured. We saw it with Jack Hughes. He got injured. We saw it with Luke Hughes as well as of late with the whole Ross Colton situation. They need that player to just throw that intimidation factor the other way. You know, Nikita Zadorov I like because he sticks up for his teammates. I remember that situation where he was mic'd up for that game with the Chicago Blackhawks, and he basically went up to Gudas and said, "Listen, don't get near my goaltender. You're going to have to deal with me." And that's the type of player this team needs and lacks. So I would welcome this trade wholeheartedly. I like Zadorov. He's not the best defenseman out there, but teams that are looking for him need that sort of player. And I think the Devils and the Leafs make a lot of sense in this. So Darren Dreger tweeted out as of today. He tweeted that the Toronto Maple Leafs, the Vancouver Canucks, and the New Jersey Devils are the clubs with strong interest in Zadorov. He also said that Tanev, a solid right shot D-man, is a huge draw. And of course, there's Hanifin. The Flames are in no hurry to sell assets. If a team steps up in a big way, everything has to be considered. But he reiterated, "I'm not sensing urgency from the Calgary Flames." So I agree with this. If they want to just wait and hold off and wait close to the trade deadline, you're going to have more teams. Maybe they'll deal with some injuries and they need that specific sort of player, and they'll go after him, so that just will draw up more and more of what assets they can get in return for especially a player like Zadorov. So, you know, Nikita Zadorov, he's a very interesting defenseman. He's a big guy. He's a physical guy. He can play your left or the right side defense, so he can play either side. That's an attractive draw to all teams. He's 28 years old. He's big, 6'6", 235. He's a big body out there. His current contract is for $3.75 million AAV. So that's where you're going to see a lot of people saying, well, these teams mentioned can't afford him because they're up against the cap. So the Calgary Flames can retain up to 50% of his salary, so that makes it interesting. They can get more assets in return if they do that, or they might have to take a player off the other team's roster to help make that cap situation work. So there is ways these teams can make it work with the Calgary Flames. And he's a UFA at year's end, so it's not a lot of term left to deal with going forward with the cap situations of these teams. Looking at him this year in the 23-24 season, he's played in 13 games, 1 goal, 4 assists, 5 points. So you're getting a player who averages about 18 minutes of ice time. He blocks a lot of shots. He's a big hitter. He's physical, loves to punish the other opposing players. And, he brings that gritty, edgy style. He sticks up for his teammates, and that's what I love about Zadorov. To me, you're not getting the best defenseman out there, but you're getting him for a specific role on the team. So, to me, these 3 teams make sense, especially the Leafs and the Devils. I think this would be a player that both of these teams could desperately use in this situation, especially with the way the year has gone with these 2 clubs. So, comment below. What do you think about this? I know the Calgary Flames are not looking in any way to rush a deal, but when a player requests a trade, that kind of intensifies things to a bit where it may affect the locker room, so you may see a trade happen sooner rather than later. But I get the situation where they want to hold on and involve more teams, which draw up the return for the player. So we'll see what happens, but a lot of teams will be in on Zadorov for the way he plays his style of hockey. So comment below. What do you think about this? What do you think about these 3 teams? Who do you think will be the team that will acquire Nikita Zadorov? So comment below. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate your time. Smash that like button if you haven't done so, and subscribe to the Hockey Skatedown. It's free, and join our hockey team. Thank you all so much. Have a great rest of the day. Have a great night. Take it easy. Stay safe.